Artor is so good for new accounts, and I am going to show you why. Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. I am still under the weather, so a little disclaimer ahead of time, there may be a lot of random cuts in the video. That's usually because I'm leaning away from the mic to cough or wiping my nose or doing something, you know. But so I apologize ahead of time for those edits. And real quick, just one more reminder that we did hit 5,000 subscribers. I want to release like an Ask Me Anything type of video, and I need your guys' help in order to do that. So if there's any questions you want to ask me, it could be like, who's your favorite champion? I saw one that was like, who's a champion that I hate, that a lot of people hate that I like. I'm still thinking on that one. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, you know, just feel free to put them in the comments on this video, or you can go to my posts page on YouTube, and I have a post that says, hey, if you have any comments or questions, put them here. And a quick disclaimer, your name will end up in that video. So, okay, let's move on to Artor and what I am very, very excited about here. So, we got Artor, right? Like, if you missed a video here, we waited for Clan v Clan to pop up. I had like a 4-hour window. We capitalized on that window and we were able to get some rewards. Now, I wasn't necessarily chasing any of the super high rewards for personal rewards. I just pulled Artor basically, and then I did enough to get, you know, 30,000 points essentially. So I could have just done 2,000, but I wanted to pull Artor anyways, and I just decided to wait until Clan v Clan so that I could contribute to my clan with an additional 30,000 points, right? So that's basically how I looked at it. But listen up, I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril, as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. Artor has completely changed the account right now. I am so happy with him, and he's level 1. So let's take a look at this. If you guys watched a couple of days ago, I think I was doing some arena fights. I don't know if they made the edit or not. I've been a little too sick to kind of watch my content back. But in those videos, arena was not always a win for me. And it still isn't like a guaranteed win. But you can see I've got 4 battles right now. Now, I don't recommend doing this. This is more for the sake of the video. But I'm just going to do a run here, and we're going to see what happens. This is one of the few times that I'm facing a level 60, by the way. Okay, so Artor does survive there. They get unlucky with the revive. I think if they revive Kale there, they probably make a difference. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, right? It's very easy with Artor, and I'm going to talk about why. We'll go into the team setup. So I've got Artor in the lead. Artor gives me a 25% speed in arena battles. Previously, I only had a 10% speed aura from Spirit Host, which is a rare champion that you can farm in the campaign. So not only am I going way faster, but then we also have the abilities that we're getting out of Artor, which is this increased attack and strength buff on all allies, but also filling the turn meter of the allies by 15%. This is very big because it allows me to close those gaps in speed that might exist on my team. Then I have Uugo placing decreased defense that just allows me to do more damage, as I can decreases the defense of the enemy, so therefore I can do more damage, right? For Artor as well, I did mention the increased attack, right? That's going to make my Supreme Galek hit even harder. This A3 does hit harder than the A2. It took me a little while to kind of figure that out because I thought maybe the A2 since he self-buffed, but so I am opening with the A3. It is a significant hit, guys. Like, it hits harder than what Kale was hitting for in the exact same gear, albeit at a lower level, but still, Supreme Galek in the gear that he is, he has one-shot teams with this, and then I just have Kale as a backup damage in case, which you just saw in the run that I did, if Supreme Galek can't get the kill, then Kale can come in and finish them off potentially. Now, even his gear, even Kale's gear isn't anything crazy, and we'll look at the gear again. We'll do one more fight here, and then we'll go look at the gear. Now, this should be a quicker fight for me because I have a speed advantage by a lot, and the reason I had such a speed advantage is because they were running an attack aura, and there you go. So that was close. That was close. I think if I manualed that one, we probably would have been a little better, but overall, you know, we won, right? That's the important part. So this one's a little bit scary if they're properly speed tuned. We'll get to that one in a second because I do want to go over the gear here. So if we go to Artor's gear, I've basically just leveled stuff up accordingly, and I've put other gear on them that may have already been leveled. For example, I think this got leveled to 16 to complete a mission. I think it could have been a challenge. This is only taken up to 8 because I'm only worried about speed here. That's all that matters to me. And I'm sure you're like, why aren't you using any speed gear? Very little, if any, of my speed gear on the account has rolled speed on it as a substat. So that's a big factor on why I haven't done that. Basically, when I went through this gearing process, what I did is I essentially said, hey, show me what's equipped, prioritize speed, and remove all of the filters and just give me everything. And of course, speed boots are going to show up, but Artor has my only 5-star speed boots right now. The only 5-star level speed boots that I've received are these ones. They're on Artor. They make perfect sense to be on this champion because these aren't particularly good boots, right? There's no accuracy in the substats. Sure, there's resistance, but I'm not really worried about resistance at this stage in the game. And I mean, you know what? It's not terrible. We get defense percent and HP percent, right? But this isn't a piece that I think I'm gonna be like super excited, you know, to put on a champion. Like speed boots that were from the speed set, I mean, would be preferable here. Even something like perception, I don't need the accuracy, but the additional speed chance. So, you know, as I think about it, I guess they're not the worst boots. They didn't roll particularly well. I'd prefer probably HP over defense since he does do healing based on his HP. But either way, it doesn't matter because he's only level 1 and we're only using him for a very, very specific purpose. All the other pieces are just ones that happen to roll good speed. And you'll see, like, these are all like double speed. Of all my helmets, this was actually my fastest helmet. I didn't have any rolls in speed, but the overall speed, let me tell you that, is 194, which I think is pretty reasonable considering we don't have any speed gear and we're pretty early on in the game. I'm happy with that. And you already saw the results. This is working great for me. Artor is doing everything that he needs to do to help my arena team succeed. Now, does it make sense for me to leave him at level 1 if I'm going to use him in other content in the game? No, but for right now, he's my arena booster, and at level 1, he allows me to do that, where I completely destroy the team. And now I'm silver 4, which I'm super excited about, right? So that's one of the missions I just completed, was to get a second Great Hall ability to level 2. I chose to do attack percent in magic affinity simply because a different quest or challenge or mission, I don't remember what it was, required me to get all of these to level 1. And so it was just easier to take one of these to 2 rather than to try and do another accuracy. I would have had to get 25 silver and then an additional 75 silver tokens. So I was like, this one's already there. All I need is 75. And so I knocked that one out. I really, really love Artor. Now, at level 1, I'm not going to use him in Clan Boss, right? Eventually, I will get him leveled up and I will start using him in different areas on the account, but just plain and simple, having him as a speed booster and increase attack this early in the game is massive. It is huge. And this is why I try to bring this to players' attention, because I see it all the time where people don't want to build speed teams and don't want to do or go that approach. And I think that, you know, it's just an easy team to build, and you would be surprised how easy it is to win the speed battle at this level. I mean, great. We have yet to lose a speed battle, right? We did fail to kill a couple of times, but we might lose this one. But so far, we haven't lost the speed battle. So let's see if we lose this one. Nope. And not only do we not lose it, we win it by a mile. Did you see how low that turn meter was on that champion? And I didn't do anything that crazy, right? If you think about what I did to achieve this ability, I've got some 5-star boots and my fastest gear on the account, period. That's all I did. So this is doable, and I've seen people in the comments before on the free-to-play challenge are like, "You're never gonna win the speed battles. You can't play this way. You gotta build them tanky. You gotta do different approaches." Something I was thinking about the other day is that people forget that this is like a mobile game, and I'm guilty of this too, right? I remember trying to get a friend of mine to sign up for this game, right? It was like, "Hey, why don't you play this game?" Because I was playing it at work. They worked with me and they were like, "Oh, what's that you're playing?" And I was like, "Oh, check this out." And I showed it to them and they did, and they liked it, but they had no clue what they were doing, right? And I'm like trying to coach them and trying to teach them, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't care. I'm having fun doing it my way." And they're running no speed on their boots. They're running flat stats. Like, you got people forget that there are players, and I've done this in takeovers too, where people are still running flat stat boots that are attack, right? I'm not trying to completely destroy flat stat gear. It does have its place in the early game, but not on boots, right? Speed is a big part of this game, but still, my point is that there are players that respectfully, but they don't always know what they're doing. And so it can be very easy to capitalize on those players and advance your account very quickly if you know what you're doing. Whether it's because you watched content creator videos or whether it's because you're just a student of the game and you figured it out very quickly, you can take advantage of those situations. And I think Artor is going to hold up for me for a little while. Now, is 196 speed Artor, or sorry, 194 speed Artor going to take on a 290 speed Arbiter? No. But am I going to face that? Who knows? And quite frankly, there's a chance that I'll have my Arbiter faster by the time I start going up against Arbiters, which ultimately would mean, obviously that I'm running him in speed gear, which unfortunately we just went through a boost in speed gear and I got Bupkis. So, hopefully another opportunity for that will come in the future. I wanted to touch on a couple of other things. I wanted to give you guys a progress update on where I am on the missions. So right now I've got Fire Knight's Castle to do, and then we have another champion to ascend to 5 stars, which will likely again be a food champion just to complete this mission. I've already defeated Hallowed Halls, and we have 4 champions to level 50. And we've got 3 already. Oh, this will be really easy because Artor will be my 4th one, right? Because he's already 5 stars. So that's an easy one. Spider's Den, yep, that one's fine. So everything here I should be able to do. Fusing Justiciar may be a little bit harder. I need to farm Diabolist, but I should be able to do that pretty soon here. We're almost to the point now in the hard campaign where I can do Brimstone Path. So once we get there, I should be able to farm here for Diabolist. I'm going to say that many different times, guys. My brain one way wants to say Diabolist, so I apologize for that. But we will be able to farm her while we're completing this stage, but also this is where I would like to level my food as well. It might be more beneficial for me to go up to Brutal, so I may only farm on this stage until I get Diabolist, and then I'll move on to Brutal and farm it at maybe one of the lower stages of Brutal. If anyone's got the math on that, of where it's more efficient, I'm open to it, but I also kind of don't care. And I also wanted to touch really quickly on the fact that I have 800 energy. The main reason that I have so much energy is because I've been sick. When I say I slept all day today, I think I finished recording and packing up and taking my dogs out, getting all my chores and errands done before the end of the night. When I finished all of that, I want to say it was around midnight, right? I finished my videos, uploaded them, did everything, went to bed, and I slept until probably I think 1 p.m. today. I did wake up for a brief period of time to take my daughter to school, and then I came home and immediately went back to bed and slept until 1 o'clock. So I got a lot of sleep, and it helped. I feel better than I did when I logged off last night, but not 100%. So spending this energy, unfortunately, wasn't a priority. My first time opening the account today was at 5 o'clock just to get my dailies done so that I didn't fall behind on my weekly and monthly rewards, which actually happened to me on the free-to-play challenge. So I wanted to make sure I didn't fail that. The other thing I wanted to touch on as far as the rewards go, we got the clan gold, and I wanted to touch on the gear too. So we got this helmet. This was the one that I just re-rolled a second ago. I'm blocking it here, but it did roll 9 speed. and these gloves, which are crit rate gloves, but the substats are not particularly great. So, but I wanted to show you guys the rewards there. The other thing I wanted to show you guys before it goes away, and you'll see like I'm having a bit of an attack here. My eyes are watery and stuff, but so there's gonna be a sharp cut there. But I wanted to show you guys, I did, like I told you guys, I waited until an ancient shard popped up in one of these areas, and then I went ahead and I bought my way to the ancient shard. So I did spend some gems, which I had been saving a little bit, and that allowed me to get this ancient shard, which is a pretty big deal, right? So I want to have access to these. I mentioned this before, but in case you're new and haven't seen that, every month you get 5 ancient shards that pop up in the market. Now this is actually my second one. I did get one that popped up down here, but I went ahead and unlocked everything because you have to do them in order to be able to get this ancient shard, and I was able to get it. So until that happens, I don't think it's worth it to unlock the other slots, especially because you have to use gems for some of the slots, and I think you're better off saving those gems in the short term. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support you've given me. Thank you for subscribing to those of you that have. If you have not yet done so, please consider doing it. It is the best way to support my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next video. Take care.